はい、どうも、こちです。まだ頑張れています。実はメンバーシップを始めてます。一応メンバーの人専用のディスコードサーバーは作って、そこでいろいろ皆さんの力になったり、意見してもらえるようにしたりはしているんですけど、現状というか、完全に僕の翻訳活動を応援するためだけのものです。それでは、どうぞ。
Next up is edge guarding. He's edge guarding, dude. This character is so good. Alright, pretty much edge guarding, back here. If you have anything else, try using it, but back here is pretty much what's gonna be really good. You can even set up backers after tether canceling. Well, pretty much you already know how to do tether canceling. Tether canceling, you grab the ledge, you fast forward. Well, you don't fast forward, but like, you move your stick down a little bit to the point where like, you make a little fast forward and then you jump into back here again. That's really good option. But pretty much like, not many characters can recover from like some options that Joker take off stage, but surprisingly that option is back air, nothing else. Back air spam at off stage will be pretty much the best you can do. And of course with our Sen, it will be much better. Fair. I will say that fair in particular, you don't have to use it. You don't really need it when you don't have our Sen. When you have our Sen, it becomes really big, and it also becomes really strong to the point where like it could be like better than back here in some situations. But like if you don't have our Sen, don't really go for it. If you have our Sen, I mean you can still try. But like in general, I think back here is a better move. You can spam it, and it has less lag. It is faster. It has more range, and it will like just get your opponent really far. Even if they don't die, it will still get your opponent in a really bad spot where like they just can't recover. Then downer, well, downer in particular is not that important here because the only thing you get in a spike, but that's pretty much only if you have someone below you. But there's a lot of different things you can do, such as like, I don't know, backer still to like stage spike, fair to just send them to the other way. But if you see someone below you, then maybe try to go for downer as their Sen. I don't really recommend it as solo Joker because it will like, since you are, how can I explain? Since like you are facing the stage because you're trying to backer someone else stage, right? If you downer, it would just like make him go to the other side of the stage, and they would just have a free recovery. But it's still, I mean, it's worth trying. Then the other thing that is really important is counter. Counter as normal Joker is not that good. The only thing you get is like a little bit of knockback after releasing it. Of course you're gonna get hit. But it doesn't really work for edge guarding. If you want something that edge guards pretty well, there are a lot of recoveries in this game that are multi-hit. And counters, particularly your Sen counter, Tetrakan is really good against those recoveries. I can tell you that every single character with a recovery, with a hitbox that is not like Lucina, will always die with Tetrakan. And that's why when like you're in that position, and it will be better to like, I don't know, force them to go low, force them to use their up B. And I think the best way to figure that out is by like spamming back here, off stage, going for fair, just like putting pressure on them. Of course, you can also go for down gun. That's also really good. That's also a really good option, and that will actually force them to do something real quick because they don't want to lose their jump and they don't want to get a stage spike by the guns. And going for counter against multi-hit recoveries, example Crumb, example Roy, example, well, Peach. It's funny because Game & Watch is not a multi-hit and he still gets countered by it. Imagine, like, edge guarding Game & Watch. Edge guarding Game & Watch is like literally impossible with like a lot of characters. And Tetrakan is able to do that. Well, I was saying that there's many characters in this game that have multi-hit recoveries, but when you're trying to edge guard someone that doesn't have a multi-hit recovery, I think your edge guard as Nor Sen is better than your edge guard with our Sen. You might be asking, why, Leo? Like, isn't our Sen just like a better Joker? Yeah, indeed, he is a better Joker, dude. But the thing is that with your up B, you're able to get to the ledge faster than you do with your ascent up B. For example, you go off stage, you go really down, you go for back air, and then you double jump into back air, right? Then after that, what you're gonna do? You don't have anything else to do. You cannot jump, maybe throw another back air, but that will lead to the only thing you can do after that. Up B. Your up B with ascent is really good since it travels a long distance. But let's be honest, it is kind of slow when trying to get to the ledge. That's why it's kind of easy to edge guard him. But in difference, Joker's up B is the tether, and that's really fast. You can get to the ledge really fast and just like drop it, go down again, and do the same thing. You can do that 3 times because of course it is a tether recovery. So you can only grab the ledge 3 times with the tether. With our ascent up B, it is different. It is 7 times since it's a normal recovery, but just keep that in mind. I'm not particularly saying that like you always gotta use like you gotta feel safe with solo Joker, but that is just an option. Just keep that in mind. Not having our stand doesn't really make your edge guard useless. You can actually do that pretty well. Of course, you have a counter. Characters that get counter, you just go for it. It doesn't really matter. But what happens if you don't have stand? Then having this in mind will do a lot for you.